Guess who made the gossip columns this morning? Everyone's talking about this new rival you have. Check his stats out.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Formula 1 2017, and say hello to our new, again, rival, Sergio Perez. Interesting. Very interesting. I honestly can't remember at this point if it was Perez or Ocon that was our rival last season. Rival last season? That's hard to say. Anyway, it was one of the two, and they're back, which is weird because that's certainly a team lower than Red Bull, and I just had a rival at Red Bull. This whole rivalry thing seems to be pretty random, really. But that one should be pretty doable, considering what we did against Ricardo. But anyway, we are in Spa for the Belgium Grand Prix. It has been a very rainy weekend so far in our Williams. Let's see how 9th place we're expected to qualify today.
Hi, how are you?
We just talked.
Passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Holy cow! Somebody alert the press, somebody alert the media. We are supposed to qualify in 8th position today. Alright, there is our goal. And of course to beat Sergio Perez. Those should be pretty similar goals. Now, moving into Spa, we unfortunately just had ourselves a bit of a transmission failure in practice. And we also had a upgrade failure. So we did not get our rear wing upgrade for this week, even though this would be a lovely place to have that upgrade. So, no upgrade, and we're going to be faced with a 5-place grid penalty for changing the gearbox. Let's move into qualifying, where I can tell you the weather forecast hasn't been looking good.
We don't think you'll have any trouble getting into the next session, so don't push too hard.
Don't push too hard, yeah, because it's raining out. What is the rain forecast like as of now? Light rain at the beginning and then heavy rain, so I need to get out on track ASAP. And then, I would really like this to cycle through a little bit faster. That would be lovely. A little bit faster. Any day now. Come on. Alright, then it's going to start to rain less as the session goes on. Alright, well, let me get out there and tackle these moist conditions. I remembered, before we go out there and qualify, we're going to be in Park from Ace, so I am going to set up my car for the race, which will be a dry race, according to this. So I'm going to go out with a mostly dry weather setup. So we may really struggle in qualifying today, but we already have a grid penalty anywho. So let's just set up to try and do as best we can in the race. Alright, so the good news is these conditions are very similar to what I was experiencing during practice. I actually did most of my practice in basically these conditions. So at least I am familiar with it. However, I was then running a mostly wet weather setup. Versus this setup's a little bit more of an in-between kind of deal. No, that my brake bias is right. Let's see what it's like with this setup in these conditions. Kind of fighting some brake lag up there. Probably has more brake pressure on it since it is a drier weather setup. So I'm just going to have to back off those brakes a touch. Down in oh man. Yeah, I figured it was probably going to be a little skatey in these conditions. Just have to try and make the best of it. That actually wasn't that far off of what Bottas ran there. Oh, it's rough. It's really rough. I could foresee me definitely doing a couple of laps here to try and get a hold of this thing here. But I would be remiss if I managed to go through the recording for this week.
To come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
Oh, shut up. If I would be remiss if I didn't mention the real F1 race of the week at Bahrain. Was able to tune in thanks to it being at a reasonable hour. That was really wide. And very glad I did, because ended up being one of, I think, the best actual no shenanigans, no funny business F1 races of the decade, I would say. It was just a good, traditional F1 race. Tire strategy versus tire strategy, and a lot of stops being pulled out, and just crazy strategies with Vettel staying out on softs to counter Mercedes using mediums. That's the stuff that makes me love F1. I love it when races end up like that. And it was really fitting that they had that race right after we had our race.
That puts you at P5.
Oh, these brakes are awful. These brakes are awful. The pressure is just way too high. That might have been a good enough lap. But yeah, it was just really, really interesting how Vettel had that race of making the car last on softs for a one-stop strategy right after we had just had our race in Hungary, where I basically did the same thing, but with the super softs and then softs in order to... No, wait, it was the same strategy, wasn't it? Because you went supers to softs, and I think that's what we did, and made it last for the whole race. So that's cool. Obviously, there was the pit incident with Ferrari, which was really gruesome. That was pretty bad. Really bad call by Ferrari there to use this system that it's basically giving them lights to show if the car is ready to go or not based on if the wheels are tight. Pretty easy to see. Would you shut up, Jeff? Pretty easy to see that if the wheels never come off, then there's a problem with that system. Like, if it doesn't recognize that the wheel has never come off, then, yeah, obviously the pit stop has not been completed. As an observer, as a casual observer, it would seem real obvious that that would be a problem. But apparently it never came up in any meetings, and unfortunately a mechanic has had their leg broken quite severely due to it getting hit by the wheel. The wheel had not been changed, and they were still in place, trying to figure out. He was, I believe, the wheel carrier, still trying to get the wheel on the car. He was waiting for his turn on the pit stop, and it never happened. So he never left his position, and the car ended up hitting him after Raikkonen left, with lights showing he should. It was a really tough situation, and like I said, a gruesome injury that I do hope he recovers from, but odds are he will probably not be working over the wall, or whatever they call it, on pit road anytime soon. It was pretty bad. But yes, overall, besides that, it was a pretty incredible race, and very entertaining to watch. All the strategies and stuff going on, listening to Hamilton lose his mind, like he couldn't comprehend what was going on in the race, and that was really interesting to listen to. It really was. There was some other shenanigans with the Red Bulls. One of them just quit, and the other one got Verstappened. But I don't know if we have time today to discuss the whole Verstappen situation, at least not right now, because now I need to see if that lap was good enough or not. Okay, so it turned out that it started to deluge, just absolutely pour out after our lap, so that saved us, because we got a lap in better conditions. Even though it was a real garbage lap, it was well into the good enough range to get us through to Q2. I'll take it. Anybody weird to get knocked out? Not really. Not particularly. Okay, on to Q2. And nothing really of note here. The weather has lightened up. Let's actually take a look at the weather and see if it's supposed to lighten up more. It is. It's going to be drying up within the next 10 minutes or so. Or at least not raining as hard. But it looks like it's going to be an entire wet qualifying today. Oh, dry at 30. So yeah, it's going to be weird. There's going to be some strategy in that Q3 session. But I think I'm going to hold out for now. Alright, I went ahead and let most of this session go by. Still rainy, for sure. But I think the track is drier than it was at the beginning of the session. At least there's probably a more prominent dry line. Unfortunately, I can't change the brake pressure. As much as I would love to, the part from A says we cannot. So we shall not. I'm just going to have to change it with my left foot. It is actually a much harder adjustment to make. Here we go. I'm like barely caressing the brake pedal into the turns, it feels like. It just makes it hard to really get the most out of them doing that. It's certainly more lifting there than I'm used to. Looks like times are about the same as they were in Q1 for us. A little bit behind in Sector 1 to Hamilton, but that's to be expected. Honestly, our car has not had quite the pace that it was showing previously here this weekend. I did do one dry session, a dry qualifying lap. We're only like Actually, I think we were P9. Of all places. We really lose quite a bit of time through here. We're really gambling here that we're going to have a better race car than others. I don't know how much the game actually considers that the AI should be out on, they should be making that same gamble of dry setup versus wet setup for the race. I don't know if it does that or not. Honestly, I have my doubts. I think it's just a target time situation. AI car, here's the time you're supposed to run. Go run that. Don't know. Here is the one place I have been making up time for whatever reason. Not a lot. 1.9 down. That's not exactly safe range.
P7. Push for P6.
Push for P6. Okay. What about P5? That's just out of the question, huh? Trying versus Delta here now, but it wasn't a very good turn one. Plenty of time left. I'm only going to have fuel for this one more lap. Ooh, I was able to hold flat there. That should help us quite a bit. Seeing some blue sky. Usually going against the Delta is a huge advantage for me here in this video game. There's so little actual fuel to go off of. You need any information you can get. Bit wide there. I know there's time I can make up right here, though. If I can just find it. Too much wheel spin out.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
Yeah, that's after the session, so that was really not valuable information for me, was it? Decent-ish launch there. We might, if we have a good chicane, we might get half a second off that time. Okay, no lift there. That's good. There was an extra bit of time, too.
Freeway's in P10 at the moment.
Moss is on the bubble. Good launch. Full second gain? Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, you better cheer, crowd. That was cheer-worthy. That was very cheer-worthy. And we're out of fuel. Well calculated. Hey, that's not too bad. P4. Matza getting knocked out there like you do. Look at Alonso up there in P10. The rain sometimes mixes up the field a little bit. Well, let's head on to Q3 and see what's going to happen with these conditions. At the onset of Q3, we're still on intermediates. It's going to be another one of these situations where I have to watch the track conditions and wait and see if it dries out enough for slicks or not. It's only, you know, a 12-minute session. There's not a lot of time, and this is a long track.
Lap times are dropping. Looks like track conditions are starting to improve.
Nobody has made laps yet, so I'm going to call BS on that call. But, I mean, it is true that the conditions will be improving throughout the session. At only 6 minutes left in the session, we are still on intermediates, but I'm going to look and see if the track has gotten to the point of slicks. Only 3 cars have gone out and done laps on the slicks. Or, sorry, on the intermediates, not the slicks. Currently, intermediate is... Okay, it is the slower tire. Alright, so we're going to go out now on the Ultra Softs. See, it's getting faster by the second here. And this will probably be a 1 or 2 lap sprint to get a lap in. Hamilton's coming in now to get his slicks. Let's go do it. Seems like the track has dried off pretty quickly here. I'm not going to say the conditions are going to be perfect, but it should be pretty good. I gotta adjust now to this totally different driving style that this place is in the dry. And DRS enabled. Feels so much better, but now it's a challenge to make sure I'm extracting all that I can out of the car because I had dialed down all of my braking zones. That's too much curve, but I held it flat. Dialed down my braking zones and my turning points and whatnot. Whereas was at a 31. Looks like we were close. Yeah, I see I was on the brakes too hard there. Well, that was a good recovery. Really not feeling any slickness in the track. Let's see what she'll do down here. Yeah, there's still more on the table there. Our car has been hurting in the straight line here this weekend, which is interesting. I like how I always say this weekend, even though these clearly go up on a Wednesday. You know what I mean, though. P8, our goal. I do think that is achievable. It's just going to depend on how this setup situation pans out. See, the brakes are amazing now. Right where I want them.
You're in P6.
6.
That map puts you into P6.
Even though this place is big and hard on tires, these tires do generally have 2 laps in them. Although I get a terrible turn 1 on lap 2. Strange. Okay, less curb. Yeah, it's gonna get the car much less upset. It's not gaining us too much, though. I shoved it in there, but it didn't quite hold. There's plenty of space we could make up time here this lap, but it would have to be really good. Bottom out. Okay, I did not shift there, and that was very good, actually. Oh, that's super scary to do. Feels so wrong. Judging by the time, it is so right. Pretty good exit. They might find a 10th or 2 here. I don't know where Perez is in the order. And I don't know how many people have finished qualifying at this point. Jeez. Jeez was for Hamilton's lap time, by the way. Only a couple tenths.
Good work.
It's P6 as of now. I don't know if that's final or not. I don't know where Perez is. Let's see.
Complete and we're all set for
Nice.
an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Hamilton, Raikkonen, and Sebastian Vettel. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself gets underway.
Indeed. All right, that'll put us P11 to start the race. I think math is hard. Math is very hard. I'm pleased with my qualifying performance there. I think I got the most of it. That's all you can ask for, right? Sure. That's all I'm going to ask of myself. Alright, there's our current resource points. We're about 500 away from doing anything else. And, of course, our new rival will be 1 point ahead of. Yay, we're leading. Here's your team standings. Red Bull slowly increasing. The three teams most interested are now Force India, Toro Rosso, and Sauber. Oh, sorry, actually Haas and Sauber, not Toro Rosso. So that's something. Let's listen to our voicemail and see what they have in store for us in the race. Looks like the weather's good.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck.
You didn't give me
Take
time to
care.
guess. P8 for the race and get Perez championship target still 9th. All of that is doable. We have a good car for the race. Mechanically, everything's in good shape. That brand new gearbox will help. And yeah, I don't think we have anything else to look at. Let's just go do it.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we
Mercedes,
have
Ferrari,
Vettel,
Ferrari,
Bottas,
Mercedes.
Max Verstappen and Ricardo, Perez,
Bulls.
Ocon, Alonso and Felipe Massa, a Williams,
Oh,
Fiat,
interesting. We're right behind
Romain
Massa.
Grosjean, and
Right next to
Hulkenberg,
Massa.
Sainz, Palmer, Kevin Magnussen, and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and Stoffel Van Dorn completes the grid.
So no other
And
penalties.
now it's time to head down to the track.
We will do just that. And no other penalties. Maybe we'll see some mechanical
Okay,
failures in the
don't worry
race.
about making places into one, it's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum down the Camel Straight.
No, the hell with that. I'm making some spots into turn 1. You can just shut up. Pit strategy, yes. I didn't realize that if you get penaltied out of the top 10, you get to change tires. I figured if you were in Q3 at all, you would have to start on your Q3 tires, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I'm not sure that that's right. I'm really not sure that that's right, but it's what we've been given here. So they want us to go long on the softs and then go to supers. I don't hate the strategy, but I didn't love the softs in practice. So that's somewhat questionable. Marginal, if you will. But one stop is going to be the ticket here for sure. The question would be, do we want a short and then long? I guess if we long, then we're less likely to get caught in traffic. Yeah, I'll do what they're saying. Maybe we can call an audible in the race if we need to. But, speaking of the race, let's maybe go do that thing. Okay, big start here. Big start. Good RPM. Not bad. Let's get to this inside, though. Oh, very nice. We're aside the Force Indias. We got a good launch.
Well done, mate. Nice start.
A little rub, little rub. He didn't quite see I was there. I'm going to give it to him. I don't want to lose all of the ground we made up through contact or anything like that. And he is our bitter rival. We wouldn't want to cause any trouble. All right, not bad. So that gets us to P8. basically where we were expected to qualify. Now to try and keep hold of this. So wait, shouldn't we be in the point of the field where everyone's on ultras? Like Perez was certainly in the top 10. Oh, you guys have made so many comments already about how dumb I am. Delete them! Backspace, backspace. I understand now. It rained in qualifying. We can choose whatever tire we want. Go back and delete it. Okay, stack up here. This is where our car is the strongest, or at least I am the strongest. Alright, so everybody's going to be on their ideal strategy, and I think the only two calls you would make is to start on supers and go to softs, or to start on softs and go to supers. Oh, that gets dicey. So odds are, everybody in this top 10 I think is going to be softs to supers. Yes, race it out ahead of us. That'd be great. Wheel to wheel. Trying to get a good exit here. No, we didn't really. To be honest. They did better side by side than I did on my own. Oh, what a battle. Oh, what a hold by Ricardo. And he's back. Oh, he had to get on the brakes real hard. I'm very lucky there was not a car behind me. Super lucky. We got Grosjean behind us on supers. That should be interesting. He must have had a hell of a start. Maybe snuck up the inside with me. But there you go. That's why Perez is our rival. Does stuff like that. Oh, they're gonna go at it again here. They didn't quite, but if they had gone side by side there, we would have been all over them. Although to be honest, we're kind of all over them again. Regardless. Now we have DRS, which is good because our car is lacking in straight line speed here this weekend. It's good out of the turns, but it's certainly a little slow at the end of the straightaway. I say that as I'm able to try and make a move here, but Perez got DRS as well. I got nowhere to go. Side by side through here again. I'm gonna kiss the rest of the field goodbye. We're gonna keep doing this.
Some information on Ocon. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
So one of the Force Indias having issues. I wondered if there was going to be issues here since nobody took any new parts before this race, no penalties or anything. That was a terrible entry. And Grosjean on supers behind us is going to be applying the pressure. The only way he's going to make that tire strategy work is if he gets around us. Losing the nose a bit there. Perhaps I was pushing the car a little too hard. I gotta take some inspiration from Vettel on how to make tires last a really long time. Although I don't think we're doing anything that dramatic in the race here. This seems like a very doable strategy based on what I saw in practice. As long as I don't lock them up too much.
Our gap to first place is 10.
Actually, not as much as I would have figured. It's not good that Perez has kind of cleared Ricciardo now. Means we need to take short work of this Red Bull if we're going to get up there and fight him. Got to get them rivalry points. Shoot dang. Oh, what'd you get DRS for?
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target.
Oh
+1.
man, did he ever hold me tight into there. And there is no room to breathe back to Grosjean. Got it in there. Ah, but I didn't have the line for this turn. He was a little off. Look at Perez driving away. Slight contact. I'm gonna say he drove down into me. It was a racing incident. We had some of those at Bahrain. We definitely had some of those. The most notable
The car in front is 2.7 seconds.
was, of course, the contact between Verstappen and Hamilton, to which most of the talk after the race ended up being about Hamilton's comments after seeing the replay. I don't remember exactly what he called him, but it was something along the lines of a dumbass. I don't know. I have no personal hard feelings towards Verstappen, and you all know I'm not really much of a Hamilton fan, but watching the race and watching replays of that incident, I really have a hard time taking sides in that one. It's just kind of one of those, if you're going to race aggressive, these are the kinds of things that are going to happen kind of deals, and Verstappen races aggressive. And I kind of like that about him. He's interesting. Whether, he has right to be mad or not, whether Hamilton has right to be mad or not, I don't really care. That's not really my interest. It's racing, it's not soccer. The drama is not supposed to be fabricated. Another driver goes flick another driver in the ear. There's no rolling on the ground allowed. Or at least nobody's gonna care if you do. Oh crap. I trusted this car way too much into there. Oof. Yeah, that was too much. That was way too much. I think we're particularly lucky to walk away from that one in fine shape. Boy, what a heartbreak of a weekend for Red Bull in general. At least, I guess, I don't know how close the Red Bull and Toro Rosso teams are, like, if they really root for each other or not, I don't know. But it is at least nice that Toro Rosso had their kind of, breakthrough moment there with Honda to make up for it. Help ease the pain a bit. Really bottoms out of line here. And without somebody to follow, I'm going to struggle. I don't think it will catch Perez. Don't have the straightaway speed for it.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.7 seconds.
It looks like a lot more than that, I guess. Just gonna have to try and clean it up. I do kind of hope in a future F1 game they add flat spots to the tires being a concern. It's a little lacking in depth there. Because that is such a huge part of F1 since they don't allow ABS. Seems like we're on a pretty good lap.
Is 1.9 seconds.
And we're maintaining the gap now. Field's kind of spread out a bit. See what we can do to close that in. They didn't do any tire runs on dries in practice. It was just a qualifying run. So I don't really know what the wear profile is going to be like. Surprisingly, we lost time in that last sector. That's usually where they've been picking up time. He's got nobody to follow now, draft-wise. I do think they have more straightaway speed than us. That mistake in the carousel is really gonna be one I look back on and realize was a really major mistake. Pushing the car where it really can't be pushed. I'm even now, oh man, I'm backing off a lot through there and it's not wanting to stick. I might have to worry about the length of the life of these tires. Although this is a long track, so we're actually pretty deep into the race at this point. .6, we haven't lost a lot. Let's burn off a little fuel right here. Try and lose less on the straightaway. I really need to get everything I can out of here since this is where our car is good.
Gap to car in front is 3.8 seconds.
Didn't lose very much. I'd love to close it in a bit. Gotta force him to India? I don't know. Force him to push. I don't want to use too much fuel at this point. We don't have a lot in reserve. There's some racing going on up there. That could help.
The gap to the car behind is 2.
A little bit deep there, but not too bad. Really need Perez to get up into that scrap, I guess, and have that whole pack slow up a bit. Jeez. Really want some more front grip right there. It's not a best lap, but it's a better lap so far. I think Grosjean's tires are going off. Trying to have smart fuel management here. If we're going to get Perez, we got to have a really smart race overall.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead.
Nice. That's what I want to hear. You know it's good if I'm happy when I hear Jeff. It is a rarity around these parts. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Look at that grass. I really decided what gear I want to be in there. As I'm sure you could tell. kind of a shame that we had a rainy qualifying, so strategy is kind of just meh. It's become, I think, yours and mine favorite part of this series is the doing different strategies, making different calls, finding ways to position ourselves up the field.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yes, yes. Got a pretty sporty lap here. Catching up. I keep hearing the car bottom out, and I think it's the door rattling, like somebody knocking at the door. Freaking me out, man. Don't accidentally leave this thing in rich. Gonna be too hard on the tires as well. I have a feeling our car is going to be really good on the supers too. Very slow gap. Very slow decreasing gap, I should say.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.7 seconds.
But we are closing it. Keep nailing turns. Gotta nail them, not screw them. Up. This is why they don't let me do real F1 commentary. Just that reason. Not because I'm literally a nobody, but because of that. Bad puns. Speaking of that, I have been watching Sky F1 footage for coverage for years now, instead of NBC. So I was very used to it, but it sounds like some of my fellow Americans are having a rough time adjusting to the Sky footage. But it sounds like ESPN saved their butts a little bit as far as reputation goes by broadcasting the race commercial-free. So that was probably a pretty special treat for many Americans. I see you now, Bubblegum.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the super softs.
I think this is going to be a good race to the end here, as long as I can keep it clean. It's supposed to be one of the calmest races we've had in a while, because I'm actually having time to talk about things, including the real F1s. It's only 2 races into the season, but so far, it seems like it's going to be a pretty good one. A lot could change, though. It certainly seems like Mercedes still has the better car. Hands down. So it's going to be up to Ferrari to really keep forcing their hand, and who knows if they can really do that throughout the whole season. Saw they really blundered there with Raikkonen's stop. Not just the stop itself, but he honestly shouldn't have stopped at all, it seemed. Unless he just wasn't as good with the tire management, I'm not sure. He's got to stop giving up spots on the start, that's for darn sure. Not that I'm much of a...
To the car in front is 2.5 seconds.
Still slowly catching. Not that I'm a huge Ferrari fan by any means, I just like to see the competition. I like to see the battle. That's what causes all those weird strategy calls. It's a rare treat in the Formula One world. To have 2 cars up front fairly equal.
Is 19.2 seconds. The gap to teammate is 18.7 seconds.
I think we we've started to level off here. I'm not using rich mix on the straightaways as much. I want to save that for when I have good tires and we're potentially making a move. So if we can hold around this gap, that's okay. I still have no idea what gear to go to there.
The gap behind us is 6.6 seconds.
I have to imagine Grosjean's already pit off of those supers. Feeling the way these fall off, I don't think there's going to be a huge undercut here. Jeez. Like, I don't think the difference between the new softs and old softs is great enough that he could make up a lot of time on us. Certainly not driving the car easy to any degree. At a 2.1. More than halfway. It's just that slow, steady crawling back to him. Whoops.
Pit window is open. The pit window is open.
I think we're pitting this lap. And we're going to go one more, if I remember correctly. 14 was where they had us coming in. But they're great engineers. They're going to let us know exactly when we're pitting. Or I could just freak out like Hamilton. What is our strategy? What are we doing? Am I doing the right thing? The only thing he didn't say was, "Shut up, Jeff!" But he wanted to. Wow! We didn't hit the wall. That was the sound of it bottoming out, but it was closer than I would like. That's for sure. I don't want to be pushing this thing to the edge of the wall at this point. We're doing what we need to do.
Remember to pit this lap.
Yeah, we are pitting this lap. Got it. Let's hope he doesn't. We've been a lap earlier than him. That's gonna be nice. He's pitting this lap. Okay, well, it is what it is. Hey, I just hit the wall. That's funny. At least he didn't like knock a wing off or anything. Save fuel on pit road.
Complete. Go now.
Oh, we got held. But we're right behind him. Who did we get held by? Who is that?
That was our last stop. No more scheduled.
Who
pit
are
stops.
you? Is it a Ferrari? I think we both got held, so it was fine. But why is there suddenly a Ferrari ahead of us? What happened? DRS. Oh, it's a fight now. Also, my favorite quote of the weekend was Gasly after the race in Toro Rosso re-quoting what McLaren, or Alonso said for McLaren, of "we can fight, we can fight." That was pretty good. He had to have been thinking of that beforehand. It's too clever to be on the spot. Brent's trapped behind signs right now. Hi there. Speaking of Toro Rosso. Where is Perez going to make his move, and can we follow? Oh, he gets blocked. Can I get both of them? Okay, he's going to the pits. Over under.
Felipe's pitting now. Felipe is in the pits. Okay, some information on Perez. They have an issue with their car. They're going slow.
Suck it, Perez. Was the issue that I passed him? Yes, he certainly had that issue. Let's hope that his car is slow and cannot draft by us again here. He didn't look that slow to me. Does not look that slow to me. That was bogus. I'll show you a rivalry. Whoa! Okay, he's gonna show us a rivalry. Oh, this is really dicey, right in his dirty air. Got it. Tension's very high now. Very, very high.
The distance to the leader is
Shut up.
25.8 seconds.
Oh, great drive out. Okay, let's see if we can gap him a bit here. This is going to be a back and forth, I think. He has that straightaway speed. Yep. Oh, he locked up. They got away with it. I got a very good exit. We gotta watch for that crossover he's gonna do there. Now this is how you have a rivalry. We're gonna have to go on Twitter later and battle it out. That's how drivers do things nowadays, right? I don't think I'm gonna use my fuel here. This doesn't seem like the place. There's no ninth gear. Oh.
Fuel is looking really good. You're managing it well. Our gap to our teammate is 15.2 seconds.
No room. No room. Oh, we got the launch again. Not gonna do it. I chickened out. I'm terribly sorry, everybody. It was my turn, but I know how these AI do. And he got DRS because of that. He was going to slam into the back of us, and that was going to be the end of both of our races. We'll get him. Don't you worry. We'll get him. We are faster. As long as I don't hit him. Ooh, easy. What a fight. Now there are cars behind us that have closed the gap significantly due to our doing stuff like that. Getting shoved into the grass. Both logged him up. See that red arrow behind me? This should be well and clear. Rich mix. Now let's hope he's got to defend. He did not. Oh, he's still trying the outside. He got blocked in. This might have been the one that sticks. Now we gotta drive away a little bit here.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Don't overdrive through here. Use it all. Yes, that's what we needed. Once we cleared them, I think we can hold it. Pretty sure we have both used up a lot more of our tires than has...
Accumulating some wear on the MG UK. We need to stay out of rich fuel mode to manage it.
Ooh, I don't really want to do that.
Gap ahead is 16.7 seconds.
16 seconds, yeah. No idea how much we were slowing each other up, but it was a lot. It was significant. Okay, Ricardo did indeed get around him. So that fight may still get to us by the end of this race.
Okay, gap to leader, 35.4 seconds.
Look at the time we picked up that lap. It's been some pretty damn good races this season, though. I was worried this one wouldn't be as entertaining because of the lack of strategy, but oh, we found some way to make it entertaining, didn't we? Let's hope the real F1 season keeps doing that too. Oh, that noise. It scares me every time. The constant tension that was that battle has my jaw very stiff. Something that I frequently have occur. Honestly, the first time I ever noticed it was during autocross events. I noticed after an event, my jaw just felt like somebody had punched me in the face. I must like hold a very weird expression or something. I'm not sure.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Good on fuel, but he did say to stay out of
Remaining
Rich.
distance to teammate,
So I will, unless needed.
0 seconds.
So he's not in the points. As usual. Can we have that number 1 spot now, please? Have we proven ourselves? I feel like we have. I feel like those two are battling, and that's what's let us run away a bit here. Maybe not. Certainly able to be easier on the tires, which is good, for as hard as we ran them. Like I'm in a Roomba. I'm in a Roomba. I'm in a rhythm now. Man, I've downgraded from living in the attic to living in a Roomba. Yeah, it's not showing great speed right now. But it's enough to hold on. It's enough to hold on. I don't think Ricardo's going to catch us with any real speed. I would have to make a big blunder. Which I showed early in the race I am capable of. Believe it or not, I know, it's shocking. I feel like we've been doing 51s for basically the entire race. Just gotta do 2 more of them. Spa is such a great track. It's not usually one that I excel at, but what a driver's track it is. Yeah, there's not been any failures, has there? Somebody failed behind us. It was Ricardo. Okay. Oh, I bet. I don't know. Because the yellow was ahead of us, and then he was out of the race. I wonder if he didn't hit the parked car or something. I don't know what exactly happened there, unless his car just stopped. That's possible. And fitting that his car would just stop. Because that's what happened to him at Bahrain. Like, I've never really seen that happen before, where every bit of electronics just turned off in the car. Like, he's going along mid-turn, and the screen shuts off, the car shuts off. That must be pretty terrifying. I don't know if they, like, lose brakes in that situation, since most of the braking is electronic these days. I don't know. I don't know how exactly that works. That takes all the pressure off of us now. We can just kind of phone in this last lap. I'm not going to back off too much, because that's usually when I'll end up making mistakes.
This is your final lap of the race.
All is good. One really nice battle there. And then the race kind of shook out. It's good that we're having some consistent good finishes as we draw in near to Singapore, where, of course, we will not have a good finish or a good race. I don't know, we'll see. Singapore isn't usually as bad as Monaco for me, but it's usually not great. It's one of the ones I could do without. Alright, just bide our time here. It's going to give us a nice point stay. Yeah, I think it was Ricardo that we're battling in points. Rakkonen's already won the race. unbelievably. Let's see if he'll actually win a race this season. I think if he doesn't, that's going to be it for him. Wow, look how far out ahead they were. That's madness. Absolute madness. Wait for me! Good race. Good race. Hope you all enjoyed that.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Thanks for the lack of excitement there. And we have a helmet this week. Right.
A great win then for the Maranello team today.
Yep.
Well, this is it. This is where they all want to be. Here come the top three then, out onto the podium.
Yep.
And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for? And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship.
It was me.
Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Alright, well, we're still pulling ahead of Force India here by 6 points, despite the fact that we're doing this solo. Whether we can catch Red Bull or not is probably irrelevant. In the driver standings, we are now 4 points ahead of Bottas. That would be tough. Bottas had some really bad DNF situations there, and without those, I highly doubt we would stay ahead of him. We'll see. But our real rival, which is Ricciardo and Perez, our rivals, pretty good gap too. Happy with that. In the race, P6 from P11, making us driver of the day, even though they dare not say our names. And yeah, our time was abysmal. Perez definitely got a faster lap than us. And that'll do it for Spa. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.